Good morning. Thank you. I got a couple of responses when they saw my facial expressions, like, yeah, good to have everybody here. I don't know why you guys are wearing those coats. A little breezy, yeah. I heard on the radio coming in, and he's talking about it's going to be cold for the next day or two. So, but just hang around, you know. Weather will change. I don't know whether it'll change for the worse or for the better, but hey, we're in there. So, yeah. Good, good to be here this morning. I'm glad you guys are braving the elements and coming out, and so appreciate you being in class. This week I was, oh no, if you don't come on Wednesday night, you need to come on Wednesday night. We're getting ready to, not this week, but next week, right? Next Sunday, next Wednesday, a week. Yeah, we're going to start the book of James. And so Brother Austin's teaching that class, and we got to vote. Okay? Last Wednesday, we got to vote. If you wanted to go in the book of Revelation, or do you want to go to the book of James? The way I had it figured, it was me against Twyla. And I lost. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, so, and I could tell that Austin's excited about doing the book of James. So I read the book of James this week. Man, whoo. You know, if you boy, he really puts in a lot of stuff in a little, just a few pages there, okay? So he lays the law down. And so anyway, I just think it'll really be interesting because I can tell how fired up that Austin is about teaching that class. So think about coming if you haven't been coming on Wednesday night. I know it'll be interesting. Okay, last week we were in 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter. And my first question is, there's not a verse on it, but we did go over it last week, okay? And so, you know, when we put on the spiritual, I put down the spiritual equipment, okay? We become what do we become? Can't find it. Soldiers, that's good. I remember last week we talked about that we become an armory, okay? Yes, yeah. We become an armory because an armory is what? Where what? Where? Excellent. Okay. Hey, I think everybody was listening. Okay. Yeah. Where weapons are stored, and we have, if we go over to Ephesians, the 6th chapter, we can see all the things that we can store in our armory. Okay. And we need them. We need them. Okay. According to what Paul says, that because we are in a battle, right? We're in a battle against the power of what? Evil, darkness, okay? So we've been talking about darkness. And against and we're on the side of the kingdom of what? Light. Great. Okay. Yeah, they're cooking today, even though it's cold. things are working. Glad. So, yeah, and it's a battle while we're here on this earth, okay? And it never lets up, does it? Okay? Yeah. The only time we win is when? Or when we win. Let me put it that way. When we win, because we do win. That's right. Absolutely. Okay. Or that Christ comes again. Okay. Yeah. So our final destination then is to be with God in heaven. In verse 9, are we as Christians destined for wrath? 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 9. Are we destined for wrath? No, we're not. We're not destined for wrath, are we? Okay? As Christians, we're not. So what are we destined for? For what? Salvation. Good. Okay? Do we obtain that automatic through Christ? Work at it. You answer my next question. Okay? Yeah, we have to have effort, don't we? What we talked about last week. You have to have effort because it's not automatic, even though we can obtain salvation. And then, okay, because after we make that effort, and then we gain salvation, we make an effort, but we need something else. What is it? Obedience. Okay. The word I was looking for right there. Grace. Okay. Yeah, because we can't do it on our own, can we? Can't. I mean, it's impossible for us to do it on our own. So we need God's grace for our salvation. And that comes through who? God, His Son, Jesus Christ, doesn't it? Okay. Was there a cost for us to have salvation? Christ died. Yes. Good, Marcia. Yeah. And as Christians, how do we encourage, in verse 11, how do we encourage and build one another up? How do we do that? How do you do that? We're doing it right now for being here, right? Yeah. Remember last week I told you that you guys encourage me when I look out there and I see you sitting here because I know you sacrificed to be here this morning? Okay? That's encouragement when I look out here and I see you. So and I know that you feel the same way. You look around and you see people that are here, it encourages, doesn't it? I pulled in this morning and I see the Buffalo City truck. Okay? So right away, I know that Brother Hicks is here. Okay? Yeah. Even though he's on call, he is here. So, yeah. That's encouraging, isn't it? It's encouraging when we see that. Yeah. What else? What besides being here, how else do we encourage each other? Because he says right there in verse 11, therefore encourage one another and build one another up, just as I know you're doing. How do we encourage each other? Okay. Good. Yeah. Yeah. So- That's right. That's right. Yeah. Can a touch encourage people? Just a simple touch? That's right. Maybe just your hand on the shoulder, you know? Because you know, I don't know, just something comes through there, isn't it? There's a feeling. Okay? We encourage one another. That and you know, he's gonna in this last paragraph here, man, Paul goes through so many things that that we as Christians should be doing to encourage one another. And so, question, thought? I want to read the first. I want to read verse 12 and verse 13. Okay, chapter 5 of 1 Thessalonians. We ask you, brethren, to respect those who are labor among you and are over you in the Lord and admonish you, and to esteem them very highly in love because of their work. Be at peace among yourselves. Who's Paul talking about? Who are we supposed to respect? Those that labor? When he says, and are over you, elders, okay? Yes. So we respect each other, don't we? Okay? And we respect elders. Do we appreciate them? Shouldn't we? Yes, yeah. So I don't know if he puts that in because there may have been, you know, a little problem here at the church of Thessalonica with people not respecting elders, okay? Those that labor among you and are over you. Is it easy to lead? No. Because does everybody think alike? Could be a problem there, right? So, what do we have to do? What do we have to do? Work at it, don't we? Okay? If things don't go your way, what happens? How do we respond? Yeah, I'm going somewhere else. Okay? Yeah. You go to the doctor tells you something, and so I'm not going back to that doctor anymore. I'll just get a different doctor. Okay? Yeah. Get a different opinion. Yeah. So we go somewhere else. Yeah. Are we what he says here, okay? And are over you in the Lord. What is that? What does he mean by in the Lord? Those that, if you're an elder and you are in the Lord, what are you? What are you using? That's right, using God's word. The authority, okay? The authority comes from God's word, doesn't it? Okay? Yeah, that's what he wants us to do, all right? yeah, and I don't know. So I don't know. I just was thinking this week. Why in Buffalo do we not have elders? Why do we not? That I was reading over here. Qualifications for an elder over in Titus, okay? The first chapter, we start there on the 5th verse, and he says, "This is why I left you in Crete, so that you might put what remained into order and appoint elders in every town as I directed you. If anyone is above reproach, the husband of one wife, has children that are believers and are not open to the charge of debauchery or insubordination, for an overseer is God's steward, must be above reproach. He must not be arrogant, quick-tempered, a drunkard, or violent, or greedy for money gain, but hospitable, a lover of good, self-controlled, upright, holy, disciplined, and he must hold firm and trustworthy word as taught, so that he may be able to give instruction in sound doctrine and also to rebuke those who contradict it." Pretty simple, huh? You know, so I don't know. I just he says in the 13th verse that we should esteem them and love them for what? Because of their work, okay? Yeah, because of their work. So, what do we usually do to leaders? Yeah, we're critical, aren't we? Okay? We're critical. So, when that happens, is it joyful for those that are leaders? No, no, you're right. Yep. So, I mean, I just know, I just think that, we really need to be careful about any degradation of elders, of the eldership, because it causes strife, doesn't it? Any degrading causes strife in the church, whatever congregation it is. And so, and that's why Paul writes this paragraph, okay? And he starts off at the top that we need to respect each other and respect those that are leaders in the congregation, right? What do you think? Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's you know, touchy, isn't it? Touchy situation, what did you say? Yeah. So, yeah. I just I don't know, I just was thinking, you know, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. So we don't want to cause strife. And one of the things, though, that, you know, for an eldership, I think it's over in First Timothy there that he talks about that you need to desire the job, okay, first of all, right off the top. You need to desire it. So this morning, I would just say that, you know, like, we need to desire, okay? We need to try and desire that job, okay? Even though it's a tough job, okay? It's not easy to lead, you know that, okay? It's not easy to lead. And so, but as followers, we want to be able to encourage, love one another, realize the job that it is. I was thinking, you know, as a parent, you know, we're leaders, so we bring up our children. I was anti leadership, okay, growing up. I don't know. My parents never felt like I did. They were always on the other side. It was pathetic, okay? Yeah. But guess what? As I got older, my parents got smarter and smarter, you know? And now that they're gone, I look back and, you know, I think, man, I should have listened, okay? I should have listened to the words of encouragement that they gave me, okay? So it's never left me. Just it took me a long time to understand, okay? So I always, you know, I tell Sherry and my kids, I was probably, you know, it took me at least 40 years to grow up, okay? So there's a few of you in here still have room. Yeah. So I don't know. And some people are just adults all their lives, okay? And then other people, it takes a while. So we need to understand that, don't we? Okay? And so now Paul is going to go through all the things we need to do as Christians, okay? Telling the Christians here in Thessalonica. But one of the things he says there in the chapter, verse 12 and 13 is that we need to admonish one another, don't we? And if whether he's talking to the laborers, the general people, or the leadership in the congregation here at Thessalonica, when you admonish someone, what do you do? Yeah, admonish is a pretty direct word. Yeah, pretty direct. You need to do this, okay? So, but then, like was said earlier, we need to, any of those kind of things that we need when we admonish someone, we want to do it in love, don't we? So it's okay to go up and put your arm around them and admonish, isn't it? Okay? This is it. This is what needs to be done. Question, thought? Nothing? No.
those are
Yeah.
all indication of elders. This can apply to elders. They don't older late. I would do upward. Slowly on into that category.
Yeah.
What now we do work from office elders, but they are certain. However, doesn't apply.
Yeah. Did I not come across that way?
No, I first talk about
Yeah.
exclusive.
Yeah. 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 I was trying to bring in everybody, because we all, yeah. But like we've talked, I don't know how many times people are looking at us all the time, aren't we? We are leaders no matter who we are, okay? Yeah. I mean, people are judging us constantly, aren't they? Yeah. And so, and it's tough, so just be proud. Be proud that you can look up to somebody, okay? It's okay. It's all right if we look up to people that set good examples in our lives. That's whoever they might be, okay? Anything else? Okay, let's go on a little further then. Start at verse 14. And we urge you, brothers, admonish the idle, encourage the faint-hearted, help the weak, be patient with them all. See that no one repays anyone evil for evil, but always seek to do good to one another and to everyone. Rejoice always. Pray without ceasing. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Do not quench the spirit. Do not despise prophecies, but test everything. Hold fast what is good. Abstain from every form of evil. Let's stop right there. Okay? Verse 22, we'll stop. Okay, he has some exhortations here for the Christians at Thessalonica, and they're, they're for us as well today, okay? Urging Christians to do things. And he starts off there, the very first thing he talks about, he says, admonish the idle. Okay, admonish the idle. What is that? Those that are idle. Yeah. Remember back at the beginning of this book when we were discussing what was the idle? Who were the idle? yeah, they go, well, Christ is coming, no use me getting a job, And so they were just kind of sponging off of everybody else. Yeah. Paul said, no, that ain't going to work. So he brings it up right away, doesn't he? Okay. In other words, you need to be working, okay? You need to be working. Be awake. Remember, we talked about being awake, not asleep, okay? Being sober. So you're ready for when Christ comes, but, you got to work. You can't just be idle. Idle, kind of like, I don't know, King James says unruly, out of order. And to go along with what Travis has been talking about, the military, okay, failure to follow the rules causes what? Division, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's constant, isn't it? Yeah. So, and then he says the faint-hearted. Who are the faint-hearted? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, do you ever feel faint-hearted? I'd say everybody in here at one point has felt faint-hearted. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I was thinking about. I was listening to, and that song Bob Seger sings, "Against the Wind." Some of you might. Yeah. Yeah, we're against the wind as Christians, aren't we? You don't know Bob Seger, you're too young. Yeah, we're constantly against the wind. I'm thinking about this song, and I'm thinking Christians are always going against the wind, aren't we? Here on this earth, we are going against the wind. Just a constant job. Okay? And so we get faint-hearted, don't we? I mean, we get down, we have peaks and we have valleys, don't we, in our life. And so it's good. It's good for us to, when somebody's, a little faint-hearted, that we can cheer them up, okay, and build them up. It might be, there's so many different reasons that we can be, faint-hearted. And so we want to try and help each other. And sometimes, then he goes on and he talks about being weak. Okay? Are we weak sometimes? Or are you always strong? You're right. Yeah. Probably not. No. So, but we can be weak. We can be weak, and we know we need help, and we realize we need to help one another, don't we? Okay. All of us, we need to help each other, because spiritually, sometimes we get weak, don't we? We get faint-hearted. We get weak, and so because we're not strong all the time. We have moments, don't we, in our life that we get kind of down. Then he talks about patience. Patience towards all. What do you think? Yeah. Are we critical sometimes because we lack patience? Oh man, yeah. We just really, it's one of those things we're constantly going against the wind. Yeah. Patience is tough, okay? It's something that as Christians, we need to be more We need to be able to accept people, be more tolerant, okay? More tolerant with people. Because, man, there's some weird people out here. You know that? That's right. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. That's a good point. Like planting a tree. You plant a tree. You plant a tree, and you go out there and you nurture it and you water it, and then it starts. The wind blows and it starts growing this way. Okay. So then what do? Go out there and you get a stake and you stake it. You pull it back. Okay. You pull that baby back over, and you tie it up so it continues to grow straight, right? Do we leave it? Sometimes we leave the tree growing a little crooked. How long? If we keep don't pull the tree back, and we're trying to grow it, okay? What happens? Yeah, pretty soon the tree is growing what? Kind of at an angle, because we didn't get it straight. We didn't get it back over. And then when we go, man, I need to do something with that tree, guess what? Too late. You're right. The roots are grounded in there, and you cannot pull that baby back over. That's from personal experience. Yeah. Great. That's it. Yeah. That's amazing. Like we talked about before, the big redwoods out there in California, those things grow hundreds and hundreds of feet, okay, in the air, and they can't stand alone. Did you know that? They can't stand alone, and that their roots intertwine with the other trees, which then, when they're intertwined, then they're able to stand. That's as Christians, that's the way we are, aren't we? Yeah. We're intertwined and we're together. We're strong. That's a good point about the tree. When I first went to Oklahoma Christian College, all the trees leaned one way, didn't they, Vicki? Yeah. They all leaned one way. I don't know if they still do or not, but I remember that. I mean, how come all these trees are leaning one way, Yeah, because the wind. Yeah. But that's a good point. That makes us stronger, doesn't it? Temptation. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That's a good point. I like that. Yeah. So we need the wind. Makes us stronger as Christians, doesn't it? I mean, the Bible tells us that, doesn't it? Yeah. Temptations and things, and then we build tolerance, don't we? It's kind of like used to be. I never wore gloves, and I still don't because I don't do anything. Okay, all right. So I don't wear gloves. But through my life, I never wore gloves. So my hands became pretty calloused, okay? Pretty calloused. They're wimpy now, but I'm telling you, so the use, when you use, like we're talking about, you use something, it becomes stronger. So if the wind's blowing, the tree's roots are growing to make it stronger, right? Isn't that what we're talking about? Yeah. And so my hands got better, got stronger because they had a lot of calluses on them. So, yeah. It was pretty rough. I'm pretty smooth now. Okay. Some of you can relate too. I know you can to that. So, yeah. Hand lotion was out of the. Yeah, we didn't, that's not manly to use hand lotion. So, only time I ever used hand lotion was when the crack came into my fingers. Okay? Then it hurts. Yeah. So then I want to do something. Yeah. Okay. So the wind is good. I like that. So, and we got to be patient. We got to patience needs to be, I wrote down, a basic attitude of a Christian. Okay? Patience. Just your basic attitude. No problem. We talked about the horn last week, okay? We don't need to talk about the horn on the car, but we need to be patient wherever we're at the grocery store, at church. When we're here and we look around, some people, are we patient with everybody that's here? Probably not like we should be. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. So we just be patient. That's all I can say. And God, man, Brother Austin talks about this all the time, how patient God was, or still is, with man. We're constantly going against his will, but yet he is patient, isn't he? Patient. So think about that. All right, and then he goes on and he talks about we're not supposed to do evil for evil. Somebody does evil to you, what do you want to do? Revenge. Yeah. Total revenge. I'm gonna get back. We're not, retaliation here. That's what it's about. Okay. You did that to me. Here's what I'm doing to you. Okay. Vindication. Is that how God wants us to be? No, he doesn't, okay? He doesn't want us to be. He wants us to be forgiving. But it's hard to do, isn't it? Hard to do when people do evil things to you. To just let her go. Move on. How about doing good? You seek to do good. Okay? When you seek to do good, how do we do that? How do we seek to do good? Okay? Yeah. You like that one? Yeah. So we pursue it, don't we? Pursue good. Do you want to pursue good as a Christian? Is that our goal? To pursue good? That's right. Who is only good? God. Yeah. Jesus said that, didn't he? Okay? Yeah. God's the only one who's good. And so, Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's it for sure. So we want to be good, don't we? We want to be good. We want to try to be good. We need to seek. We need to pursue. We need to set out, you know, set our goal. Set out there our goal to be good. So it's a constant job. We're going against the wind, okay? But guess what? Like Twyla was saying, the roots get better. Roots get better. Okay, we're going to stop there next week. Then I'll pick up right there. Does that sound all right with you? Don't forget, Wednesday nights. This Wednesday night we have singing. And so you can come. It's okay. Thank you.
Hey, I hope you didn't hear that. I was hypnotized. I was hypnotized. I was I just told him, hey, John, while I was trying to, although I did, and that's not the right to do so. Yeah. And I probably being for the I know I do. That is a appropriate thing to talk